Here I am with Tony, Cindy. Sorry. Can I start again?
Is that a logo?
It's rolling. Sorry. So I am with Tony, Cindy, and Connie from the Bridge. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
No, you're more than welcome. If you could introduce yourselves and how you're connected to this film, starting with you, Tony.
Okay.
And then who would like to give a synopsis of the Bridge?
Connie.
Connie will.
Connie. Okay. Go for it, Tony. Bust the groove.
I'm Tony Appalato. I'm story consultant and art director, and whatever they want me to be.
Are you a man for all seasons, Tony?
I'm whatever they want me to be. I
Okay.
can be it. In the independent film, you have to wear many hats.
Of course you do. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's
so
natural.
basically, that's what I do. If
Brilliant.
it's visual, that's my part.
Okay.
And I'm Cindy Iodice, the writer-director of The Bridge.
Okay. Lovely. Short and sweet. We like that.
And Connie Flores, producer, production manager, and training. I'm always bringing on interns working on the set.
We love interns.
Yes.
What pay? Okay. Anyway, who would like to do the synopsis?
Our
I think-
producer.
They're thinking me, but really the writer-director, because the story
Well,
really embodies
Yeah.
from her
Yeah.
backstory.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, The Bridge is a story about reconciliation of guilt and grief from an untimely loss.
Yeah. Okay. Because I know the backstory, obviously, because of the editorial that you sent over. So-
Yes.
Okay. And how did this all sort of come about? How did it, come to fruition?
So it actually comes from some
Yeah.
of my background.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wrote a story based on some personal experience,
Yeah.
and then grabbed my friends to help me make my movie.
Can I ask, I'm sure you put this in the material sent over to me. Were you a documentary maker before you, or has it always been narratives that you've done?
Both.
Both, right,
Yes.
okay. And because the look of it is, I don't say it looks like, it's a lovely look to it, and the kind of look that I would associate with some of the documentaries I've seen before, so it's a really nice eye to it. What's the process for, I know there's a story here, and you're going to make this, but what's the process from the stories being, okay, we're going to do this, how does that then go? How does it move on to you all becoming involved? Because I'm guessing first thing is, of course, writing the script, getting a
I
story
wrote
together.
the script,
Yeah.
and Connie and I were talking about this fabulous location in Hawaii that had never been used for a story, which was the 5-story treehouse in the back of Manoa Valley,
Nice.
which is a rainforest. And I wrote part of the script in that location.
Because I just pointed, you all live in Hawaii, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever. Moving on. Okay, so you knew of this place that's not untouched, but was rarely
It's
used.
a dear friend of ours. His name is Dr. Daniel Sousa.
Right.
He works Doctors Without Borders, sets up clinics.
Yeah.
And so I've known him for 30 years. Well, this tree house he's been building over the last 35 years, adding on.
Yeah.
So now it's at 5 stories.
Blimey.
But they've had people like Quentin Tarantino stay there for like a week at a time, 2 weeks at a time. So people come from all over the world to this location.
Because of course it's hidden.
It's hidden,
Yeah, so there's a bit of privacy there, yeah.
Yes.
totally hidden, because it's all rainforest all around it.
So how did you find out about it?
Through Daniel.
Right.
And he had told us, kept offering, like, Connie, just think about it. There was another project that we were working on, and we thought, let's try it with this.
So
And it was the first.
So you'd never seen this, and you thought, let's go and check this place out. We're in paradise, but we're going to look at this other, Uber paradise. So, I don't know, did you all go and see this?
Yeah, we
as
really
a,
embraced the idea of using this location. I mean, you couldn't have built a better set.
Right.
It's remarkable.
So knowing the location and
I was able
creating the story with one location,
In mind, yeah.
which, as you know, in producing side of it, is setting up, breaking down. That's all money.
Yeah, well, time is what
Right,
it's
time.
Yeah,
But if you can have everything in one location where you can shoot everything and it's multi-level,
Yeah.
you couldn't
But
ask
even
for a
with
better
that,
set.
Even with one location, it was super challenging
because you've still got to get all the equipment up there
Yes.
and
Yeah.
move everything around.
and then we had pouring rain. And I wanted
What, in
rain.
Hawaii?
We had,
All the time.
Rainforest, all rainforest.
Well, good.
it was pouring rain, and we had limited crew, and it was challenging. We actually had ropes to get us down the side of the mountain to the water, to the waterway, where we had some scenes where the night marchers were coming through,
And those are sway bridges.
Yeah.
So it's all rope bridges.
My heart's bleeding for you here. Because I kind of imagine, to live in Hawaii, you could like step out anywhere and you can shoot there. You know, it's all going to look amazing. I guess. I mean, I don't know. You might tell me that's not true, but it looks like it's all bloody fabulous.
cinematically, it's a beautiful.
I mean, it looks like
Yeah.
Tarzan lives there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
The bottom level is a plexiglass floor.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Right. So you see right through it.
And you can actually see that in the back cover of the film magazine when you look up at the
Yeah.
treehouse. That's plexiglass.
Because you can't. When thinking back at it, I can't tell that it looks like it's kind of open, you know.
Right.
And I suppose that's the the idea. But when you're up there looking down or up into it, that's fantastic. So you've
Right.
got the location.
Yeah.
Um,
We've got the story.
You've got the story. Do you have to? Sorry for asking. I just need to know. Did you have to pay to rent that, or was it a freebie?
It's a freebie.
Was it gifted?
On that one, it was gifted.
Oh wow.
Daniel
Well, we
wanted,
gave-
when he knew the story, he wanted
We actually
us-
gave him a role.
Ah right.
Yes.
Okay.
he's in the picture.
He's in the choir,
Well, so you've already saved.
He was excited just to have
just have
someone
someone there.
shooting there.
and he's really good.
and he's really a natural.
So, okay, I get that you've got to get the equipment up there and down there. It's obviously a bit of a pain, but even so, I mean, how technically challenging was it?
He's very challenging.
Yeah.
He's
But
very challenging.
Being a documentary maker,
Yeah.
did it make it easier for you? Because had you been used to that kind of gig before?
Well, I'm a cinematographer, so I knew I could visualize what I wanted,
Right.
and I think that made it easier. But in terms of logistics and being down on the ground versus being on the 5th level or the 3rd level or the 2nd level, I think that's where the challenge was. The setup, the breakdowns and the setups took time. We shot the whole thing in 3 days.
No way.
We
And the place is
mapped
very
it out that
photogenic.
way.
Very
Everywhere you
photogenic.
shoot, it becomes this whole. A production designer does not even have to do anything.
No, it's all there, isn't it?
It was everything. The lighting, the props.
Right.
Everything was just there. You had to just move things around for color or composition.
So who had to go into the? Did you all have to go into the house? I mean,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. It sounds like bliss, but
There's a main house.
Right.
There is a main
Yeah,
house.
right.
But it only has 3 walls. So it's
Right.
all
Right.
open to the treehouse. You couldn't ask for a better
And this is
location.
filmmaking?
So that was the
Seriously?
green room. We made
Filmmaking.
that the green room. That's where we
Yeah,
kept
yeah,
the
yeah,
families.
yeah.
That's where we kept the crew
all
and
the
cast.
parents for the kids,
Yeah.
the cast, the art direction area, the wardrobe area was all up in the main house.
that
And it
gave
was
us-
3 walls.
Right, and that gave us the ability to do what we needed to do without interference especially from the kids' parents. We had 6 kids that
Yeah.
played in this film.
Right. They could watch as we were doing the production, and they loved it.
Yeah,
and was always the intention to have this as a short? It's a short, isn't
it's a
it?
short film.
But was that? I mean, did you ever think, oh, actually, this might be 56? You were just happy
I
with?
thought about maybe proof of concept for a longer film.
And is that still floating about? Have you discarded that?
Yeah, no, I haven't totally discarded that idea. The film is actually doing very well.
Right.
It's getting picked up across the globe at this point, and it's really cool that audiences are getting it.
Yeah.
So when we did the first, so we shot the film and then we sort of let it breathe for a little while. We did an edit, and then we took it across the U.S. to the East Coast, to the West Coast, and we showed it to different audiences to find out if our message of the Hawaiian Night Marchers specifically was getting across. We found that people in Hawaii who had grown up there their whole lives had no idea who the Night Marchers were, which is a
No, I read about it. It's fascinating stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so,
So
I
when
do
we
read the
realized-
editorial. It's really interesting.
We realized that people didn't understand, and so then we brought in Hina Wong.
Hina Le Moana Wong, and she is actually a chair for the Hawaiian Burial Council.
Yeah.
Just as you have Native American Indians have burial council chairs. And they're usually through the state agencies or the interior.
So like a state program.
It's a state program, but they oversee to make sure what we call the EV or the bones of our elders
Our ancestors.
are taken care of or properly placed in the proper place. So you don't go in those old burial areas and just mow them over.
So you're saying that even, I don't know if the right word is indigenous Hawaiians, tradition, I don't know if that's the right word I could say, a large proportion of them didn't know about this.
Not a large portion, but there are a lot of people that aren't indigenous to Hawaii
Yeah.
that would not know that unless they were educated in Hawaiian culture or legends or the stories. or their elders from Hawaii that would tell them those stories.
And forgive me, do you do live in Hawaii? You didn't go there just for the shoot, I guess.
Correct.
No, we live there.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. But
Yeah.
so have you been there?
Yeah.
For how long have you been there?
I moved there in 1984.
Oh my God! So you have been a long time.
So I had some basic knowledge of Hawaiian mythology,
Yeah.
and I had a real interest in the Night Marchers in particular, because
Right.
I'd heard stories for years about encounters that locals would have with the Night Marchers. So it required a lot more research than just oral storytelling.
Yeah, no, I've heard about the story. Yeah, whatever. You had to, of course, research it properly.
Yeah, and it was important that for the Hawaiian culture, not being Hawaiian myself, that there was an accurate representation of how the Hawaiians view that specific mythology.
And it's interesting. What you're doing is winding or sewing mythology into, which
Personal story.
is part of your culture, into this
Right.
story, isn't it? So that's got to be done properly as well.
Right.
So when you're putting the script together, was that always from the start, or did that come into the stories? All that part of it sort of come into the
No,
story.
it was a goal. It was a goal to
Right.
infuse the two. So I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in Connecticut, and
Right.
I moved to Hawaii in 1984. And so
Oh
I
yeah,
had
Connecticut
this,
Yankee. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
You hear it now?
I can. Okay. Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, yeah. It's that upmarket, that posh American. I always think of anyone from New England, Connecticut, and around that, and just a bit posher, a bit more class.
I get what he's saying.
Mind you, the fact that you've lived in Hawaii since whenever for all those years, it sounds pretty bloody idyllic. So there must be a reason for you staying. Must be a fabulous place to live. To be fair.
And the story of the bridge, the tragedy in the bridge, came from a personal experience.
Yeah.
As a child, we had a tragedy in my family, and I literally ran to Hawaii when I was 18. I was like, I'm out of here, and I'm going to go start over. So I had I brought my past with me to Hawaii.
Yeah.
And then sort of got raised up by the Hawaiian people, and so the story fuses those two worlds together.
And how much support is there for filmmaking generally in Hawaii? Because obviously you're not in LA. You're
Very independent.
right. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Is it quite tough?
it's growing a lot right now.
right.
Sundance has stepped up more to include not just Native American Indians,
Yeah.
but Native American Hawaiian. So if you're Native Hawaiian ancestry background or bloodline, then you're also a part of that. So they've opened that up more now than what they used to. And that's only been in the last 2 years.
Because I can imagine, I've never been there, but I've got an idea, you can see on the TV. I can imagine, we're going to shoot a film, we wanted to have this lush jungle look. We're off to Hawaii, the Jurassic Park, and
Right.
So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is like that, I don't know.
It is.
Do you have is it like a constant churn of Hollywood films coming in to shoot something?
This year alone, there's so many projects. Jurassic Park, the next two
Yeah,
Jurassic
they're-
Parks
they're
are
playing.
shooting this year.
Concurrently.
There. Concurrently, at the
Wow.
same time. After that, Jumanji is shooting.
Right.
This is all in Hawaii.
This is the new, obviously
And
the
the
new
Marvel
Jumanji.
Yeah.
and the Marvel
new
comics.
In the Marvel comics,
like
the
4
Inhumans
features.
are shooting, so it's like back to back. On top of that, we're working on some projects that are already funded by Sundance through the
Right.
Native Labs. So those feature projects that are also shooting this year in Hawaii. So there's stories, those stories of course being written by local folks from Hawaii, stories based in Hawaii, today's culture in Hawaii, and they're just independent film projects. So we have those on top happening, and then there's even web series that we've been working on that are written by people from in Hawaii, based in Hawaii. So there's
It's a busy
lot
time
right now.
It's a busy time for film.
I mean, you all seem, I don't know, but you
Yeah.
all seem very chill, very relaxed, and I guess that's the kind of, no, but genuinely, I'm being
That's
honest.
true.
I mean, is that just because of the lifestyle you lead? I'd love to know what the lifespan is on average from in Hawaii. Because I bet it outstrips the rest of the US. It must be, surely.
People live the longest in Hawaii than anywhere else in the United States.
Right, okay.
Also, I think it's more of a cultural.
Right.
Where some people might say, well, they're just lazier, they're just slower. It's taking life in a more spiritual path.
Right.
A lot of people, I mean, even after 9/11 had happened, there were a lot of people that left from New York that wanted to make that change.
Yeah, lifestyle change.
And they were living in Hawaii, and it was just like, wow, where are these folks coming? But it's a cultural difference. I'm wanting something more than just the material, and I'm wanting something that's going to root me.
And before you had moved to Hawaii, you were did you say 18?
I was.
So was it when you went to Hawaii, I don't know what you did when you got there, did you start making films? Did you get involved in something else and then morph into this?
I went to school, and I just was finding my way as a young adult.
Right, okay.
Working in the restaurant business. I worked surfing, basket weaving, that really hard
Sounds
stuff.
fantastic. Sounds amazing. So which you prefer more? It's a bit of a cool question, really. If you had to, documentaries or narratives?
Narrative.
Definitely.
I like the idea of reaching audiences with stories. I really do. And we're actually working on a documentary right now, a couple of documentary films. But I like the interaction the audience has been having with the bridge. Like, I just love that it's reaching people.
Were you surprised?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because the audience is always 50-50 split on what happens in the inciting incident. How the tragedy happened. It's phenomenal, and it's fascinating that the audience, half the audience thinks one thing and the other half thinks something different. Love it. I love it.
So what's on screen, the finished article, it's what you wanted?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I had an excellent editor. Tom Schneider did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
Must be. I guess it's great fun. It must have been great fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's all the ways.
And we have a real home, like Tom Schneider, he started up a co-op. We would call it a co-op, a filmmakers co-op in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So it's right there in Honolulu, and Tony and I have worked with Tom on other projects, features and shorts. But his editing and sound techniques are just
On the money.
And of course, as soon as he read Cindy's script, he was like, well, just let me know if you need anything. And we were using the Hawaii Filmmakers Collective as our casting location, as a meeting place. And it just literally, he got the keys and opened up the place. And now it's what, 3 years later, and it's thriving, and it's like over 100 members. It just keeps becoming this place now where they have pitch sessions every quarter, and then they'll pick one or two projects, and then they have local camera houses that will offer packages so that filmmakers, independent, can make their stories. So people that are professionally from Hawaii that have gone to New York or LA or other places are now coming back home, and then they have a place where they can create projects that they wanted to, that are homegrown projects. So it's really, that's where the bridge started. It was actually the very first project that was born out of that. It was right out of the Hawaii Filmmakers Collective.
And do you think modern cameras, forgetting about the cost, because I know cost is really it's a serious implication, what did you shoot this on? Is it red?
We shot this on the 1DX, the Canon 1DX, and the 5D Mark IIs.
Are modern digital cameras good enough to capture as closely as they possibly can for 35mm? Has it reached that saturate that point?
I would have preferred to shoot it with the Red Dragon or a Red camera, which we now have as part of our arsenal. But I think the colors have been richer. I think the overall image has been better. Quality to shoot 4K or even 6K. We shot this in 2K.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, have we reached like that singularity where 35mm? Some people say they can tell the difference, maybe they can, I haven't got a clue. But is it now so good that actually that's hard to differentiate?
I would shoot it, if I shot it again, I would shoot it with a better quality camera.
But digital still?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I would shoot it with the Dragon.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the quality is now so good.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you have reached a 35mm point. That's what I'm getting.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. It'd be a real bummer if you have to go back to this place to film again, wouldn't it? But I bet you, if you go back and film again, you're going to get charged.
It's still there.
We'll just give Daniel another
Still
role.
there.
It's still there.
Give her another role.
Actually, it's changed. They built a new bridge. They built another tree
Now
house.
there's 2 levels.
What?
There's another tree house.
No, there's more levels?
There's
Oh,
two
same.
More levels and
There's
another
3
tree area.
There's another bridge, another higher bridge, another swing bridge.
It's organic.
It's always.
So, that's how Daniel describes it.
You
It's
come to
organic.
Hawaii, Steve,
I'm coming.
you can stay
I'm staying there.
You can stay there.
And if I wasn't going
And
away,
there's no charge.
if I wasn't going away to Australia for my honeymoon, I would seriously consider it.
It's on the way.
Well, it depends. No, not for me. We're going east.
Oh,
Go east
right,
down
right,
there, not
right.
go west. Yeah, we're going via Singapore, and so no, we're not going west. That's it. It's 10 past.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Wonderful.
much for your time.
No,
We'll
loved
see you
it.
in Hawaii.